女士们、先生们、朋友们，很高兴在旧金山同美国各界朋友见面，共叙友情，共话友好。1985年，我第一次访问美国，就是从旧金山入境。我对美国的第一印象来自旧金山，至今还保存着一张在金门大桥的留影。今天上午，拜登总统不知道从哪儿翻出来了，还给我看了看。首先我要向组织这次活动的美中关系全国委员会、美中贸易全国委员会、亚洲协会、美国对外关系委员会、美国商会等友好团体表示衷心的感谢，向长期致力于中美关系发展的美国朋友表示诚挚问候，向友好的美国人民致以良好祝愿。旧金山见证了中美两国人民100年交往的历史。158年前，大批中国工人来到美国，修建连接东西海岸的太平洋铁路，筚路蓝缕，在旧金山建起了西半球历史最悠久的唐人街。从这里出发，中美两国之间发展起7600亿美元双边贸易和累计2600多亿美元双向投资，建立起284对友好省州和友好城市关系，最多每周300多个航班和每年500多万人次的
and over 5 million travels every year at peak time.
这是全世界近1/4人口
These extraordinary accomplishments were made jointly by our peoples, accounting for nearly 1/4 of the global population.
旧金山见证了中美建设
San
美
Francisco
好世
has
界。
also borne witness to the efforts by China and the United States in building a better world.
78年前，
78 years ago,
在携手战胜法西斯主义和军国主
jointly
义之
defeating
后，
fascism and militarism,
中美共同参与发起
our two countries initiated, together with others, the San Francisco
推
Conference,
动建立了联合国。
which helped found the United Nations.
中国第一个在联合国宪章
China
上
was the
签
first
字。
country to sign the UN Charter.
从这里出发，
Starting
二战后的国际秩序，
post-war international order was established.
100多个国家相继
Over
获得了
100
民族独
countries
立，
have gained independence one after another.
几十亿人口最终
Several
摆
billion
脱了
people
贫困。
have eventually shaken off poverty.
世界和平发展进步的力量不
Forces
断
for
成
world
长，
peace, development and progress have grown
这
strongly.
是各国人民和国际社会携手取
This
得
has been the
的。
main fruit jointly achieved by people of all countries and the international community.
女士们、先生们、朋友
Ladies
们，
and gentlemen, friends,
中美关系的根基
the foundation
是由
of
人民
China-US
浇
relations
筑的。
was laid by our peoples.
第二次世界大战期间，
During World War
我们
II,
两国共同为
two
和平和
countries
正义而
fought
战
side。by side for peace and justice.
陈纳德将军带领美国志
Headed by
愿者
General Claire Lee
奔
Charnot,
赴
group of American volunteers known as the Flying Tigers went to the battlefield in China.
他们不仅直接对日本侵略者作
Not
战，
only engaged in direct
还
combat
建立
fighting
起
Japanese
向中
aggressors,
国运送
also
急
created
需物资的驼峰航
hump
线，
airlift to transport much-needed supplies to China.
1000多名中美机组人员
More
牺
than
牲在这
1,000
条航线。
Chinese and American airmen lost their lives on this air route.
日本偷袭珍珠港后，
After Japan attacked Pearl Harbor,
1942年，美国空军16架
the United
B-25
States
轰炸
sent
机
16 B-25 bombers on an air raid to
由于
Japan
油
in
料
1942. Running low on
多
fuel
名特中校
and defeating their
等飞
mission,
行员在中
Lieutenant
国
Colonel James
弃机
Dewdler
跳伞，
and his fellow pilots parachuted from
中国
China.
居民奋勇救助
They，were rescued by Chinese troops and local
日军
civilians.
竟因此屠杀了
Some
25万中国居民。
250,000 civilian Chinese were killed by Japanese aggressors in retaliation.
中国人民没有忘记飞虎
Chinese
队，
people never forget the flying
我们
tigers.
在重庆专门修建了
Built
纪
the
念馆，
Flying Tigers Museum in Chongqing.
邀请了1000多名飞虎队老
Invited
兵
over 1,000 Flying Tigers veterans and their
回
families
到中国。
come back to China.
我同他们中的一些人也一直有书
I
信
have
往
kept in touch with some of them through letters.
最近，飞虎队老兵103岁高龄的莫爷
103-year-old
和
Harry
98
Moore
岁高龄
and
的
98-year-old Mel McClellan, both Flying Tigers veterans, went back to China. They
受到了
visited
中
the
国人
Great
民热
Wall
烈欢迎。
and were warmly received by the Chinese people. 美国人民也没有忘记殊死营救美国军人的中国人民。浙江衢州有一个杜立特行动纪念馆，当年获救的美国军人的后代经常来到这里，向见义勇为的中国人民表达敬意。我相信，血与火铸造了中美两国人民友谊，一 Confidence
定
and
能够
friendship
带
between
来
our
震
two
撼。
peoples, which has stood the test of blood and fire, will be passed on from generation to generation.
中美关系的大门是由人民打开的。两国曾经隔绝对立22年，
22 years, there were estrangement and
是时代潮
antagonism
流
between our two countries.
让我们走向彼
The
此。
trend of the times brought
是
us
共同
together.
利益，让中美
Convergent interests
超越分
enabled
歧，
us to rise above differences,
是人民愿望让两
people's
国
longing
打破阶
to broke
级。
the ice between the two countries.
1971年，
In 1971,
美国乒乓球代表团来到北京，
the U.S. table tennis team visited
小球
Beijing.
转动了大球。
A small ball moved the globe.
此后不久，此后不久，
Not long
曼斯
after
菲尔
that,
德先生率领
Mr.
第
Mike
一个
Mansfield
美
led
国
the
国会
first
议员代
U.S.
表团来
congressional
了，
delegation to China.
包括爱荷华州州长
This
罗
was
伯特
followed
韦
by the
在内
first
的
governor's delegation,
第一
including
个
Iowa
美国
Governor
州长
Rob
代表
Ray,
团来了，许多工商界人士
Then
也来
many
了，
business delegations also came,
掀起了中美友好交往
formed
的浪
waves
潮。
of friendly exchanges.
世界走出新冠疫情
This year,
大流
after the
行
world
后，
emerged from the COVID-19 pandemic,
我在北京见了基辛格博士、
I have respectively met in Beijing
比尔盖茨
Mr.
先
Henry
生，
Kissinger, Mr. Bill Gates,
也见了舒默先生
Senator Chuck
和
Schumer,
其他几位参议
and
员
his，Senate colleagues,
还有纽森州长。
and Governor Gavin Newsom.
我对他们讲，
I told them
中美关系希望在人
the
民，
hope of the China-U.S. relationship lies in the
在
people.
民间，
Its foundation is in our
未
societies.
来
Its 在青年
depends on the youth,
活力
and its vitality comes from exchanges at subnational levels.
我欢迎更多美国州
I
长
welcome more U.S. governors, congressional members,
欢迎美国
people
各
from
界
all
人
walks
士
of life
到中国
to
去。
visit China.
中美关系的故事是由
The
人民
stories
书
of
写的。
China-U.S. relations are written by our peoples.
我第一次访问美国时，
During my first visit to the United
住在
States,
艾奥瓦州
I
的
stayed
德国切
at
克
the
夫
Broad
妇家。
Caps in Iowa.
我还记得门牌号是邦尼街291号。
2911 Bonnie Drive.
这是我同美国民
That
众
was my
首
first
次
face-to-face
面
contact
对面
with the
接触，
Americans.
也是一段我和美国人民共
The
同
days
生
I
活
spent
的
with them
难忘
are
记忆。
unforgettable.
对我来说
For，me,
他们就是美国。
they represent America.
我也发现，
I have found
两国虽然历史文
that
化、
although
社
our
会
two
制
countries
度
are
发
different
展道
in
路
history, culture, and social system,
但
have
人民
embarked on different development
都
paths,
善良友好，
our two peoples are both
勤劳
kind,
务实，
friendly, hardworking,
都爱
and
祖
down to
国
earth.
爱家
We
庭，
both love our countries, our families, and our
都
lives.
对彼此抱有
We
好
both are
感
friendly
和兴
toward
趣。
each other and are interested in each other.
正是善意友好的涓滴汇流，
Flow and
让
friendship
宽广太
that
平
has
洋
created a strong
不再
current
是偏见。
surging across the vast Pacific Ocean.
正是人民的双向奔
It is the
赴，
reaching out to
让
each
中
other
美
and
关
our
系
peoples
一次
that
次
has time and again
从低
brought
谷
China-U.S. relations
重回正
from a
途。
low ebb back onto the right track.
我相信
I'm convinced
中美关系的大
that
门一
once
旦
open,
打
the
开，
door of China-U.S. relations cannot be shut again.
两国人民友好
Once
事业一经开启，
Cause of
就不会
China-U.S. friendship
半途而废。
cannot be derailed halfway.
人民友谊之树已经长
The
大，
tree of our people's
一定
friendship
能
has
够
grown tall
历
and
经
strong,
风雨。
and it can surely withstand the assault of any wind or storm.
中美关系的未来是由
The future
人
of
民
China-U.S.
创
relations
造。
will be created by our peoples.
越是困难的时
The
候，
more difficulties
越
there
需要
are,
拉近
the greater the need for us to forge a closer bond
增
between
进
our
人心
peoples
的沟通，
and to open our hearts to
越
each
需要
other.
更多的人
The more people
站出来
need
为
to speak
中美
up
关系
for this relationship.
呼。我们要为人民之间的交往搭建更多桥梁，铺
People to
设
people
更多道
interactions.
路，而不是设
We
置
must
更
not
障
erect
碍，
barriers,
制造寒
create
蝉
a
效
chilling
应。
effect.
我今天同
Today,
拜登总
President
统
Biden and
达
I
成重要
reached
共
an
识，
important consensus.
两国将推出
The
更
two
多
countries
便
will
利
roll
人
out
员
more
往
measures
来
to facilitate
促
travels
进
and
人文
promote
交流的措
people-to-people
施，
exchanges,
包括增加中美
including increasing
客
direct
运直
international
航航
flights,
班，举办中美旅游
holding
高
a
层对
high-level
话，
dialogue on tourism,
优化签证申请
streamlining
流
visa
程。
application procedures.
我们期待着两国人民
Hope that our two
多
peoples
走动、
will make more visits,
多来往、
contacts, and
多
exchanges,
交流，共同续写新时代
write new stories of
两国人
friendship
民友好
in
的
the
故
new
事。
year.
我也期待着
I also hope
加州
that
和
California
旧金
and
山
San Francisco
在中美友好的征程上
take the lead
继
in
续
the journey
领跑。
of growing China-U.S. friendship.
女士们、先生们、朋友们，
Ladies and gentlemen, friends,
我们处在一个充满挑战
we are
变
in
化
an
的时
era
代
of，challenges and changes.
也处在一个充
It
满
is
希
also
望
an
的时
era
代。
of hope.
世界的未来
The
需要
world
中美
needs
合作。
China and the United States to work together for a better
作
future.
为世界上最大
We,
的
the largest
发
developing
展中国
country,
家，中国
as
和
China
最大
and the
的发
largest
展国家
developed
美
country, the
国，
United States,
中美要好好打交道。
must get along with each other.
面对变乱交织的世界，
In a world of changes and
中美
chaos,
更需要有宽广的
it
胸
is
怀，
ever more important for us
展
to
现
have the
大
mind,
的格局，
assume the vision,
拿起
shoulder
大
the
的担当，
responsibility,
发挥大
play
的
the
作用。
role that come along with our status as major countries.
我一直在思考，
I've always had one question on my mind.
如何让中美关系这
How
艘
to
巨
steer
轮
the giant ship, China-US
避
relations,
开
clear
浅礁、暗礁浅滩，穿越狂风巨
navigated
浪，
through storms and
不
waves
偏航，
without getting disoriented, losing speed,
碰撞。
even having a collision.
首先要回答
In
的
this
是，
respect, the number one question
中
for
美
us
到
is,
底是对
are
手
we adversaries,
还是伙伴？
partners?
这是一个根
This is
本
the
的，
fundamental
也是
and
管总的问
overarching
题。
issue.
道理很简
Logic
单
is，quite simple.
如果把对方视为
One
最
sees
主
the
要
other
竞
side
争对手
as the primary
最
competitor,
重大地
most
缘政治
consequential
挑战
geopolitical challenge,
和步步紧
and a
逼的
pacing
威
threat
胁，必然导致错误
only
政
lead
策
to misinformed
采
policymaking,
取错误的
misguided
行动，
actions,
产生错误的结
unwanted
果。
results.
中国愿意与
China is
美
ready
国
to
做
be a
伙
partner
伴、
and friend to
做
the United
朋友。
States.
我们处理中美关系的
The
根本
fundamental
遵循
principles that we follow in handling
就是
China-US
相互尊
relations
重、
are mutual respect,
和平共处、
peaceful coexistence,
合作共赢。
win-win cooperation.
相互尊重是人与人
Just
打
as
交
mutual
道的
respect
基本理
is a
念，
basic code of behavior for
也是
individuals
中美两国相处的起码准则。
China-US relations.
美国有独特的
The
历
United
史文化
States is unique
和
in
地
its
理位
history,
置，
culture, and
塑
geographical
造
position,
自身的
which
发
have
展
shaped
道
its
路、
distinct
社会制
development
度。
path and social
我
system.
们充分
Fully
尊重
respect all this.
中国特
The
色
path
社
of
会
socialism with
在
Chinese
科学社会
characteristics
主义
has
的
been
指导
found
下
under the guidance of the theory of scientific socialism.
植根于
It
5000
is
多
rooted
年
in
绵
a
延
tradition
不断
of
的
the
中华
Chinese
文明。
civilization with an uninterrupted history of more than 5,000 years. We are proud of our choice, just as you are proud of yours.
两条道路不同，
Our paths are
但都
different,
是人民的
but
选
both
择，
are the choice by our
都
peoples,
是通向
and both
全人类
lead to
共
the
同价值，
realization of the common values
都
of
应该
humanity.
得到尊重。
They should be both respected.
和平共处
Peaceful
是国际关
coexistence
系
is
基
a
本
basic
准则，
norm for international relations,
更是中美两个
and
大
it's
国
even more of a baseline that China and the United States should hold on to
把
as
坚持
two
和
major
平发
countries.
展的中国视为威
It
胁，
is wrong to view China, which is committed to peaceful development, as a threat, and thus play a zero-sum game against it.
中国
China never bets against the United States
从不干涉
and never
美国内
interferes
政，
in its internal affairs.
也无意挑战
China has no
挑战
intention to challenge the United States or to
乐
unseat
见
it.
一个
Instead,
自信
we
开
will be
放、
glad to see a
发展繁荣的美国。
prosperous United States.
同样，
Likewise,
美国也不要与中国失礼，不要干涉
or
中国内
interfere
政，
in China's internal affairs.
应该欢迎一个
We should instead welcome a peaceful, stable, and prosperous China.
合作共赢是时代发展的潮流，也是中美
And
关
it
系
is also
应该
an
有的
inherent
特色。
property of China-US relations.
中国正致力于
China is
高质量
pursuing
发展，
high-quality development,
美国也在
and the
着
United
力
States
经
is
济，
revitalizing its economy.
双方合作
There is
空
plenty
间
of
无
room.
限广阔，完全
We are
可以
fully
相互
able
成
to
就
help each other succeed and achieve win-win outcomes.
中方提出的
Belt and Road Initiative,
共建“一带一路”倡议，以
as
全
well
球
as
发
the
展
Global
倡议
Development Initiative,
全
the
球
Global
安全
Security
倡议全球
Global Civilization Initiative proposed by
始
China
终面向各国开放，包括美国。
times, including the United States.
中方也愿参
China
与
is also ready to
美国
participate
提出的
in U.S. proposed multilateral cooperation initiatives.
今天上午，
This morning,
我同拜登总统
President Biden and I
同意
agreed
本着相互
to
尊重
promote
精
dialogue
神，
and cooperation in the spirit of mutual respect,
在外交、经贸、
in trade, people-to-people exchange, education, science and technology, agriculture, military, law enforcement, and artificial intelligence. We agreed to make the cooperation list longer and the pile of cooperation bigger. Just now, Secretary Raimondo mentioned the issue of fentanyl. I'd like to let you know that China sympathizes deeply with the American people, especially the young, the sufferings that fentanyl has inflicted upon them. President Biden and I have agreed to set up a working group on counter-narcotics, further our cooperation and help the United States tackle drug abuse. I also wish to announce here that to increase exchanges between our peoples, especially between the youth, China is ready to invite 50,000 young Americans to China on exchange and study programs in the next 5 years. Recently, the 3 pandas at the Smithsonian's National Zoo in Washington returned to China. I was told that many American people, especially children, were really reluctant to say moth. I also learned that the San Diego Zoo and the Californians very much look forward to welcoming pandas back. Pandas have long been envoys of friendship between the Chinese and American peoples. We are ready to continue our cooperation with the United States. They do our best to meet the wishes of the Californians so as to deepen friendly ties with Ladies and gentlemen, friends, China is the largest developing country in the world. Chinese people long for better jobs, better lives, and better education for their children. This is what the 1.4 billion Chinese hold dear to their hearts. The Communist Party of China, CPC, is committed to working for the people, and our people's expectation for a better life is our goal. Secure their support. Thanks to a century of exploration and struggle, we have found the development path that suits us. We are now advancing the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation on all fronts by pursuing Chinese modernization. We are committed to striving in unity to achieve modernization for all Chinese. A large population is a fundamental aspect of China's reality. Now, we have to give the crown. China is now home to the second largest population. For China, our achievements, however great, would be very small. The problem, however small, would be huge when multiplied by 1.4 billion. This is a unique challenge for a country of our size. In the meantime, big also means strength. The leadership of the CPC, the system of socialism with Chinese characteristics, and the endorsement and support of the people are our greatest strength. China is both a super large economy and a super large market. Not long ago, the 6th China International Import Expo was held. It attracted over 3,400 business exhibitors from 128 countries, including the United States. The exhibition area of American companies have been the largest for 6 consecutive years.
14亿多中国人民迈向现代化。
Modernization for 1.4 billion Chinese is a huge opportunity that China provides to the world.
我们致力于共同
We are committed to prosperity for all, to deliver a better life to each and every Chinese.
摆脱贫
To
困，
eliminate poverty
是中华
is
民
the
族的
millennia-old
信
dream
念。
of the Chinese nation.
共同富裕
And prosperity for all
是中国人民
is
的
the
共同
longing
期
of
盼。
all Chinese.
我不到16
Before I
岁，
turned
就
16,
在中国
I
的
was
陕
in a
北
village
小
in
四
northern Shanxi province,
同农民住
where I
在
lived and farmed with the villagers.
一共是7年的岁
I
月，
spent 7 years there,
知道人民愁什么。
and I knew about their worries and needs.
从那时到现在，
Now,
半个世纪过去了，在人民中间
I
让我
always
觉
feel
得踏实
confident and strong.
同人民
in
在
staying
一
with
起
the
让我有
people.
力量。我将无我
Serving the people selflessly and living up to their expectations is not a slogan.
终身的信念。 我刚担任
When I became General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee and President of the People's
中
Republic
国
of China,
艺人生活在联合国标准的评
poverty
分
line
下，
set by the United Nations.
经过8年的艰
Thanks
苦
to
奋斗，
8 years of tenacious efforts, we lifted them all out of poverty.
提前10年
Realized the poverty reduction goal of the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development 10 years ahead of
而
schedule.
在这个过程中，
In this process,
有1800
1,800 CPC members lost their lives in the line of
献
duty.
出生命。我们的目标
Our goal
不是少数人的，
is not to have just a few
而
wealthy
是全
people,
体人民的共
but
同
to realize common prosperity for all.
就业、
Employment,
教育、
education,
医疗
medical、services,
托幼、
childcare,
养老、
elderly care,
住房、
housing,
环
the
境，
environment and the like.
这些老百姓的
These
身
are
边
real issues important to people's daily life and close to
不
their
断融
heart.
入中国国
They are
家
being
发展，
steadily integrated into our top-level plans for national
不断
development,
变成
thus ever increasing the sense of fulfillment, happiness, and security of our people.
我们将继续推
We
动
will
高
continue
质量发展，让现代化
and
成
deliver the
功惠
benefits of modernization to all.
这是中国共
This
产
is the
党
CPC's founding mission and the pledge we have
受
made
我们对
to
人
the
民的
people
承诺，也必将在
will surely be
人民
realized
下
with the support of the people.
我们致力于
We
全
are
面发
committed
展，
to well-rounded
让人
development
们物质
to
和
achieve
精
both
神
material and cultural ethical advancement for the people.
中国人很早就
Our
懂得
forefathers observed that when people are well-fed and well-clad, they will have a keen sense of honor and shame.
物质贫困、
Material shortage is not socialism,
精神贫困。
nor is cultural ethical impoverishment.
中国式现代化
Chinese
是人民为
modernization
中心的
is
现代化，
people-centered.
其中一个
An
重要目
important goal
标
of Chinese modernization
就是在不断提
is to
高
continue
国家
increasing the
经济实
country's
力
economic
人
strength,
民生活水平，
improving the people's living
不
standards,
断丰富
and
人
at the
民
same
的
time
精神
enrich
提高全社会文明
ability
程度，
throughout society,
促进人民的
promoting
成长。
well-rounded development of the person.
我提出全球
The purpose of the Global Civilization Initiative I
就是要推
proposed
动国际
is
社
to
会
urge the international community to address the imbalance between material and
共
cultural
同推
advancement,
动人类文
jointly
明
promote
的进步
continued progress of human civilization.
我们致力于永续
We
发
are
展，
committed to sustainable development to achieve harmony between man and nature.
天人合
I
一。
believe that humans are an integral part of nature and need to follow nature's course is a distinctive feature of traditional Chinese culture.
我们身处
We live in the same global village,
在我们有
and
生
we
之
possibly
年，
wouldn't find
可能
another
找不到另
inhabitable
一个
planet
星球
in our
供
lifetime.
人类生存了。英语里也有
As an
一句
English
话
saying goes,
地球不是
we do not
我们
inherit the
祖先
earth
里
from our
提取的
ancestors,
而是我们
borrow
向我们
it
的子
from our
孙借来
children.
的。2002年，
When I was governor
我
of
在
Fujian,
福建担任省长时，就提
I
出
called
福
for
建要
turning
建
Fujian into the first ecological province in China.
我在浙江工作
Later, when I worked in Zhejiang province in 2005,
我又提出
I said that here
山就是金山银山。
is valuable as gold and
如
silver.
今，这
Today,
已成为中国人民的共识。
people,
现在，
China
全球光伏发电装
has
机
close
数
to
量
half the world's China now has half of the world's installed photovoltaic capacity.
全球新能源汽车
Over half of the world's new energy vehicles now run on roads in China.
全球1/4 的
China
新
contributes
增绿化面
1/4 of increased area of deforestation in the world.
我们力争
We strive to
2030
peak
年前实现碳达峰
and
，2060
achieve
年
carbon neutrality before 2060.
我们
We have made
不说大
the
话，
pledge,
但我
we
们
never
说到
exaggerate,
做到。
but we will honor everything we say.
我们致力于和平发
We are
展，
committed to peaceful
推动
development,
构建人类
build a
命运
community with a shared future for mankind.
中华文明传承的
Peace,
是和平。
amity, and harmony are values embedded in Chinese civilization.
中国没有对外侵
Aggression
略
and
扩张
expansion are not in our genes.
中国人民对
The Chinese
近代
people
后
have
自
bitter
身遭受的动荡和苦难
and，sufferings inflicted upon them in modern times.
我经常
I often say
中国人民反
that what
对
the Chinese people
是战
oppose is war.
求的
They want is stability.
看
What
天
they
下
hope
太
for is enduring world peace.
中华民族伟大复
Great
兴的实
rejuvenation
现
of the Chinese nation cannot be achieved without a peaceful and stable international environment.
我们绝不会走
Pursuing modernization, we will never revert to the beaten path of war, colonization, plundering, or coercion.
新中国成立70
Throughout the
年，
70 years and more since the founding of the People's Republic, China has not provoked a conflict or war or occupied a single
没
inch
有
of
侵占过
foreign
别
land.
国一寸土地，是唯一将
China
和
is
平
the
发
only
展
major
宪
country
法
that
和
has written
执政
peaceful
党
development
当
into the constitution of the country and the constitution of the governing party, thus making peaceful development a commitment to
中
the
国是
nation.
现行国际秩序的受益者，
Benefits from and safeguards the current international order.
我们将坚定
We
维
remain
护
firm
联合
in
国
safeguarding the international system with the UN at its
维护
core,
以国际法
the
为
international order underpinned by international law,
维护以联合国宪章宗旨和原则为基础的国
based
际
on the
关系。
purpose and principles of the UN Charter.
无论今后发展
Whatever
到
stage
哪
of
里，
development it
我
may
们都永
reach,
远
China will never pursue hegemony or expansion and will never impose its will on
势
others.
力范围，
China does not seek spheres
不
of
跟任何
influence
国家打
and will
冷
not
战。
fight a cold war or a hot war with anyone.
中国将坚持对
China
话
will remain committed
对
to
抗
dialogue
结
and
伴
close confrontation and build partnerships instead of
继续
alliances.
奉行合作共
Will
赢
continue
的
to
开放
pursue a mutually beneficial strategy of opening up.
中国追求的
The
不是
modernization
独
we
占
are
其世界
pursuing
的
is not for China
愿能
alone.
各国一道
We're ready to work with all countries to advance global modernization, featuring peaceful development, mutually beneficial cooperation, and common prosperity, and to build a community with a shared future for mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, friends,
历史长河
passage of time is like a surging river.
最终沉淀
Much
下
is
来
washed away,
最有
but the
价值
most valuable stays.
无论
No
形
matter
势
how
如何
the
变
global
化，
landscape evolves,
中美合
the
作
historical
共处
trend
的
of
历史
peaceful
逻辑，
coexistence between China and the United States
两
will
国人
not
民交
change.
流合作的根
The
本
ultimate
愿
wish
望
of our two peoples for exchanges and cooperation
世
will
界
not
人民
change.
对中美关系稳定
Expectations
发
for the
展
whole
普
world
遍
for
期待
steadily growing China-US relationship will not change.
任何一项伟
And a
大
great
事业
cause to succeed
要
must
成
take
功，
root in the
都
people.
必须从人民中找到根基，从人
It
民
must
中
gain
汇
strength
集力
from
量
the，people
由人民
and be
来
accomplished
共同完
by
成
the。people.
中美友好
Growing China-US
这样一
friendship
项伟
is
大事
such a
业，
great cause.
让我们
Let us
汇集
galvanize
两国
the
人民
Chinese and
的力
American
量，
peoples into a strong force
更续
to renew China-US friendship, advance China-US relations,
努力为促进世界和平发展做出更大
peace
贡
and
献。
development.
谢谢大家。
Thank you.